The president of the Boston Firefighters Union is calling for immediate action to address safety concerns at Mass and Cass. He says firefighters are being overburdened with dozens of medical calls every day. This all happening following multiple recent stabbings. And Boston 25 News reporter Drew Caritas has his urgent plea to the city. Drew.
Kerry, he calls the situation a ticking time bomb as firefighters are being threatened with violence and facing dangerous levels of burnout. This came on the same day as Suffolk County District Attorney described it as a community nightmare and addressed the urgent need for a solution.
We're not worried about the what-if scenarios. We're worried about the scenarios that are already taking place down there.
The human suffering on display in Boston's Mass and Cass corridor can be a tough sight for drivers in those brief moments passing by. For firefighters venturing into the crowd on a daily basis, there's no escaping the reality that things here can be unpredictable.
We've had firefighters in the past 48 hours who have responded to medical calls to Mass and Cass who have been threatened with violence, who have had weapons displayed to them, who have been surrounded by unruly crowds who are threatening them.
Sam Dillon, president of the Boston Firefighters Local 718 Union, is calling for immediate action from city officials.
The situation at Mass and Cass, as it stands right now, what they're experiencing is worse than anything that they've ever seen down there.
Dillon says on top of the safety concerns firefighters are dealing with during dozens of visits to the area every day, he tells us they're also being overburdened. He says the Dudley Street Firehouse was overwhelmed with 54 emergency responses in one day last week, a large number of them stemming from Mass and Cass.
It is only a matter of time before something tragic happens that we can't take back.
South End neighbor Andy Brand says he's worried for firefighters and police officers, as well as neighbors like himself who remain entrenched in the crisis.
My fear is that it's going to continue to get worse until someone does something about it.
The unresolved concerns come as police respond to a recent wave of violence in the area of Atkinson Street, including a recent triple stabbing. Suffolk County District Attorney Kevin Hayden announced on Sunday that 3 people are facing charges for their roles in that crime. A statement from the DA says, quote, "This alarming violence illustrates yet again the urgent need for a collaborative approach, combining all of our resources, local, regional, and state." Hayden says responding officers were told to be aware of hundreds of uncapped hypodermic needles. The president of the Firefighters Union, you just heard from in our report, says the risk of exposure to different diseases is also a major concern of first responders. We did reach out to the mayor's office to give the city the chance to comment on our report. We have not yet heard back tonight. We're live in Boston South End. Drew Caritas for your local station, Boston 25 News.
Thank you, Drew. We know you'll continue to follow up there.